you think it's like to live in the Rahway River? There is a wide range of life in and around the river, and there are many factors that affect the different creatures that depend on this ecosystem. The Rahway River is 24 miles long and also contains 700 species of plants and animals. Let's dive deeper.
When you think of a river or any body of water for that matter, you think of fish, right? There are many species of fish in the river, and we were lucky enough to get footage of some. If we pause the footage of the fish for a minute, you can see what we hypothesize is a wild brook trout. Interestingly enough, the brook trout is New Jersey's state fish, and they are native to the eastern U.S. The trout we observed, though, was one of the smaller versions that you would find in smaller bodies of water, like the Rahway River.
Alongside fish in the Rahway River, there are several birds. We were able to observe native birds and other birds that you can see across the country. Some of these are ducks, or more specifically, mallard ducks. Mallard ducks are the most common type of duck, which means you can find it almost anywhere. Males have a green head and females are mostly brown. The duck you'll see in the picture we will show is a female. Mallards, as well as other ducks, are dabblers. This means that in order to feed, they will tilt over their whole front half in the water and feed on the plant life underneath the water.
Another type of bird we identified was a common American robin. This type of bird is found all across North America, but there are some slight differences between robins in different areas, such as robins in the western US are usually paler than robins found on the eastern coast. Many robins can be found along rivers because worms live in moist environments. Robins love worms. Speaking of worms, worms are found all over the Rahway River, and they are very interesting creatures. In class, we dissected earthworms and learned about their anatomy. They do need to be in a moist environment to live. That is why you can see so many earthworms near and sometimes even in the Rahway River. We found one of these worms underwater, even though their natural habitat is on land. We don't understand how it got in the water, but it still serves as a good example of life in the river.
There are also creatures, like the worm we showed you earlier, that can be found in the Rahway River called macroinvertebrates. These are unique small creatures that can be found in fast-moving currents and streams throughout the river. The most fascinating of these is the crayfish. The crayfish has a dispenser under its mouth that can create its own tape underwater and it stays sticky. They use it to make a shell for them since they're easy prey for fish.
On another note, pollution affects the Rahway River in a very harmful way. Plastic in the river can kill marine life, destroy habitats, and can even affect the mating of creatures in the river. When it rains, most of the pollution you carelessly throw onto the ground gets pushed around and eventually finds its way into the river and severely affects the life around the river. Remember, never litter. The Rahway River, for example, is decently polluted, and because of pollution, only certain organisms that can withstand the pollution survive, like leeches. There have been lots of reports of leeches in the river, so if you don't want bad fishes like leeches in your river, don't litter and help clean the river.
In conclusion, many organisms such as fish, ducks, robins, worms, and crayfish all live in the Rahway River. This biodiversity can be a paradise, but only with your help. If you help this river and all of its animals by not littering, picking up trash when you find it, and cleaning up the river, you can improve the health of your watershed and even the town you live in.